In this video, we are going to 100% Potion Permit. Potion Permit is an open-ended alchemist crafting simulation RPG, and the game came out last year. It's an absolutely amazing game. It contains gameplay elements which focus on exploring the countryside and the town of Moonbury Island. We need to collect ingredients, brew tons of potions, and we need to heal tons of patients at our personal clinic. Although the locals initially despise us, the medical association and the capital where we come from, we need to try our absolute best to earn back their trust by healing them when they visit our cozy chemist. To 100% this game, we are going to heal every single ailment that comes into our chemist, and there's a lot of different ailments in the game. Each ailment will require a specific potion, and not all potions are easy to craft. We will have to scour every inch of the map, collect every ingredient, craft every potion, and slay every single monster that the game has to offer if we want to unlock all of the trophies the game has. We also need to build up relationships with all of the NPCs. We can even date some of the NPCs in the game, and that is also a requirement to get 100% in Potion Permit. So let's jump straight into Moonbury Island, and let's have some fun. Huge thanks to my channel members. Thanks for supporting me so far, everyone. Hello everybody, this is GamerGar, and welcome to a 100% playthrough of Potion Permit. The first thing we're going to do is create our cozy character. We're going to call our character GamerGar. As you can see, there's lots of options to customize your character, and this is what we're going to go with for the foreseeable future. We can't change those options down the road with various shops that are littered around Moonbury Island. The first thing we're going to do here is meet a couple of NPCs. We've got Dr. Nestor, we've got Colin, and we also have Myra, and they all come from the capital. And they will occasionally pay us a visit to see how well we're progressing. We're also going to meet the mayor. His name is Meyer, and the mayor is going to give us lots of important quests to get the ball rolling with our 100% achievement. His wife, Marielle, is also a very important NPC when it comes to collecting all of the ingredients the game has to offer to unlock a handful of trophies. These are just but a few of the residents Moonbury Island has to offer. As we can see here, we're brought to the tavern where the good bulk of the residents can be seen. Every single one of these residents has a backstory, but we need to accumulate friendship points with them to unlock their backstory and find out more about them. We're now shown to our cozy little house, which is basically going to be our base of operations for the rest of the game. Now at the moment our house does look a little bit dilapidated, but we can upgrade that to its maximum potential through the course of this playthrough. The next day, Zhao comes to pay us a visit, and Zhao is basically the assistant of the mayor, and we are going to have plenty of conversations with Zhao, especially when it comes to going different parts of the map and trying to fix different calamities that have befallen Moonbury Island. We finally get full control over our character. We now get to explore Moonbury Island and all of the goodness within. Now, outside of Moonbury Island, we will have the first biome that we get to explore, and that biome is simply just a forest. That forest is home to some enemies. They're fairly simple to beat, but they do get harder as we progress further into the game and the more biomes we unlock. Forest here is a ranger, and we can go to him occasionally to get some quests, especially monster slaying quests, and he also has a fairly interesting backstory as well. We also need Forest to fix a lot of the paths that have been damaged. The more paths that we get Forest to fix, the more biomes we can explore, the more ingredients we can collect. That means the more different types of potions we can make. If you want to 100% this game, we will need to explore the entirety of the map. So we just got some basic tools here from Forest. All these tools can be upgraded. This is just our sickle, and this is primarily used to harvest plants. And we're going to need huge varieties of plants to make potions. As we can see here, we also have a stamina bar. It runs out very quickly, so it's very important that we eat lots of food to keep our stamina up so we can gather more resources every single day. We're going to have a quick chat with Zhao here, and basically our first quest was just to gather a few basic ingredients. We've done that, no problem at all. And we're also going to meet another NPC here by the name of Ruinheart, and Ruinheart is basically the equivalent of Clint in Stardew Valley. She will upgrade all of our tools. The more our tools are upgraded, the better resources we can get our hands on. We're now going to take Ruinheart and go back to our cozy little house. Inside we have a cauldron. Now this is just the first level of cauldron at the moment. We can get Ruinheart to upgrade this a lot, and every time it gets upgraded it'll open up an extra slot for an ingredient. Some potions will require an absolute ton of ingredients, where other potions will require a very small amount of ingredients. But there's only so many ingredients you can put into that cauldron. So as you progress through the game, you will have to upgrade it a few times so you can fit more ingredients in there to make the higher tier potions. Also, each ingredient will cover a specific amount of blocks, so it's always a little puzzle you have to play when you're making potions. Some ingredients are blue, some are green, some are red, for example. It's all about putting in the right amount of ingredients before you reach maximum capacity to make the potions. Now, once you make the potions a certain amount of times, you can then save what type of ingredients you put in, and then you can use that saved input to craft 5 or 6 potions at once, provided you have the ingredients. So the game basically, as the name suggests, it's all about making potions and curing people, making potions and selling them and getting tons of money so you can get upgrades. Now, the first person we're going to have to heal for this playthrough is the mayor's daughter. Her name is Rue. She's very sick at the moment. So this is the chemist that we're in now at the moment, and this is right beside our house. And every couple of days, occasionally, people will end up in this chemist. It's our job to heal them. If we don't heal them, then what happens is they'll be taken out of the chemist and they'll be sent to our rival there. His name is Matthew, and Matthew believes in a more traditional approach when it comes to curing people. Now, long story short, Matthew wasn't able to cure Rue. That's why they had to get an alchemist from the capital, which is our character. As we can see, we're just playing a little mini game here just to get diagnosis. Sometimes when you diagnose patients, you have to play a little mini game to find out what is actually wrong with them. Once we find out what's wrong, we then have to go and craft the required potion to heal them. Now, normally, the more ingredients a potion needs, the more money we're going to get from that NPC when they are healed. Eventually, we can upgrade the chemist so that when NPCs come in, they can request much higher tier potions, so we can get a lot more money and friendship points when we heal them. So we just completed a moon grind there, and that was the first treatment done for this challenge. If we're going to 100% this game, we are going to have to treat an absolute truckload of patients. So we just get a nice cutscene here of Meyer. Very impressed with our healing capabilities. Matthew is not impressed at all, and you're going to see a lot of dialogue between myself and Matthew. We can also play some minigames here. Now, it does take up 2 in-game hours, but it's a great way to pass some time. So this is the minigame for the police station, where we just have to sort out vials of ink. You just have to push left or right, depending on what type of vial you get. It's 125 gold, it's not too bad. I also went down into the arcade, and I played the minigame here, which is whack-a-mole, and I managed to get the maximum score, which was 4,000, so I got first place there. Now, when I got first place, nothing really happened. I didn't get any sort of special cutscenes or any items in the post, but the minigames are quite fun. This is just another minigame where you have to control the dog. Again, the maximum points here are 4,000. I got first place with that one as well. And they were kind of the 2 minigames you can play inside the arcade. You can't play any other minigames at the moment. So it's now time to get my badge upgraded. And every time we get our badge upgraded, we can explore more areas the game has to offer. And normally, to get an upgrade badge, we just have to go through all the main quests. So we just got our first badge upgrade there, and that means we can now explore a lot more of the forest. But before we can go further into the forest, we have to fix this landslide. So we need gold, we need lots of wood, lots of stone, but we also need a steel fishing net. So there's a few resources there that we need to get this sorted out. The first thing we need to address is the steel net. An NPC here by the name of Otmar has just a thing for us, but he's on his last net and he doesn't want to give it away. So he's going to give us a quest to get some honey, basil and mushrooms. If we can acquire all those, Otmar will trade us a steel net. Using our sickle, we quickly gathered up the mushrooms and the basil, and we got the honey from killing bears. So we now have enough resources to get the steel net off Otmar. But we still need gold and we still need wood and stone to clear that landslide. Now, wood and stone is the primary resource that we're going to need for this whole game. We need it for everything. Tool upgrades, house upgrades, chemist upgrades, main quest progression. We're also going to get the occasional patient that's going to visit us. Helena has graced our fabulous chemist with her presence. We healed her up straight away. The faster you heal up someone, the more money and items you're going to get from them. We're also getting a very special item called Moon Cloves, and Moon Cloves is basically the gift that you give to every single NPC to increase friendship points. There's no other items you can give people to increase their friendship. We're always going to get a fishing rod off of Liano, and basically the fishing minigame is quite good. So we reel in the fish when the rod shows white. Once the fish starts to pull, we have to release on the action, and it's just rinse and repeat until we pull the fish up. There's an absolute ton of fish we can get in this game. As we can see here, we're getting sardines, eels, crayfish. We're also going to do another minigame here, and this one is just packing boxes, and this is a mini quest for the post office. Once we have enough boxes packed, that's going to be 2 more in-game hours used up, but we're also going to get some money for doing this, so it's just a great way early on to make lots of money. There's also a trophy to do all those minigames at least 20 times, so it's definitely worth our time to do as many of those as we can before we get 100%, so we're not doing this big huge grind at the end with the minigames, because you can only do the minigames once per day. We also have the community board here, and this community board will reset every couple of days. It'll have a whole new array of quests for us to do, and it is a great way to trade in materials that we collect out in the forest to get back lots of money and resources. And there is of course a trophy for doing a huge amount of community quests, so the more quests we do, the faster we are going to unlock that achievement. The apple juice is going to come in fierce handy. That restores a lot of energy, and as you can see, our energy bar will almost be depleted every single day, because we're going to be gathering resources almost every single day to push the main quest as quickly as possible. We just picked up some animal feces there. That was another easy quest completed. We now had the stone, the wood, the gold, and the steel fishing net to fix up the landslide. So we're going to get Bubble here, and we're going to get Forest to clear up the landslide by giving them some resources. Once the landslide has been cleared, we can now access the second half of the forest. This means we get to fight some new monsters, but we also get to collect some new resources. So we're just using our hammer here to break open some nodes to get some stone. We also got a copper nugget there as well. Now this is just one of many cutscenes that you will see when we enter new biomes, or we come across a plant, but the plant is close to death because there's loads of bugs on it. Now sometimes it's not bugs, it could be something else, but we will have to make a potion to restore that plant. Once the plant is restored, we'll be able to harvest it. The first thing we have to do is get a diagnosis of what's going on. So we took an insect from the plant. We're going to give it to Victor here. Victor is basically the town specialist when it comes to insects, and Victor is going to tell us all about this insect. It's then up to us to come up with a cure. So it's just a couple of mini games to unlock the recipe to make the potion. Once the recipe has been unlocked, the research has been completed. As we can see, there's a fair amount of squares there now that we have to cover in order to make this potion to sort out those plants. So the more different types of resources we collect, the more options we have when it comes to filling out those puzzles. So we just picked up some lavender there, and as we can see, this tree requires a lot more swings from our axe than regular trees, but we will get a lot more wood from this. There's also a chance we can get different kinds of sap from trees as well, and all that different sap type will come in fierce handy when it comes to filling out these blocks. As we can see, some sap is blue, some is red, some is green, for example. We got some blue sap there. Now it just fills up one square, but you'll be very surprised how much sap you'll actually need to make some of these potions. So once we do create the remedy, we fix up the plants here, which is nice. Now we will have to do this in each biome if we want to collect all of the plants the game has to offer, and that unlocks a trophy as well. So Forest is impressed with our progress. We're now going to visit Ruinheart, and as we can see, we need gold, wood and stone to upgrade an item. So if we want to upgrade to the iron tier, we're going to need a lot more gold. So we're going to have to start selling a lot of potions. Now we do have enough for the sickle right now, so we will go ahead and we'll get our sickle upgraded. The more we upgrade a tool, the less swings is required to harvest a resource. It's very important because later on you're going to come across resources and some of them will take an unmerciful amount of swings to actually harvest. Before you know it, your energy is sapped. So we've now explored more of the forest and we've come across a huge calamity here, and basically everybody gives out about the capital and they say that it was the chemist's fault in the past that caused all these calamities. We need to prove the people wrong. So we just made a potion, we've cured up the calamity, and this gives us access to even more crops. What we're going to get here is a plant known as a rainbow dew, and the rainbow dew is something we use in a lot of potions because it basically gives 4 squares per plant, so it's really good for big bulky potions. Because we've completed the first portion of the main quest, Colin now from the capital is going to visit us. He is going to give us a task to complete. If we are successful, we can then talk to the mayor and we can get our badge upgraded. Also, every time we complete a challenge Colin or Myra gives us, we will learn even more recipes that we can make. And normally when you learn more recipes, they're higher tier recipes, so you can sell them for more money. Speaking of selling potions, we now unlock the drop box. Now the drop box can be upgraded. At the moment we can only sell 6 potions per day. Eventually we will be able to sell way more. We can also make much higher tier potions later on as well, bringing in thousands of gold later on in the challenge. Thousands upon thousands of gold will be needed if we're going to unlock all of the upgrades. Dr. Nestor has come from the capital to pay us a visit to let us know that we have passed the test, so we can now make a lot more potions. We're back to fishing now again today. The main reason we do so much fishing is because we want to collect white and pink meat. Most of the time you're going to come across community quests and they will require either 10 or 20 white or pink meat. So we're now going to talk to the mayor about our badge upgrade. Because we've completed a lot of the main quests, our badge now gets upgraded to its 2nd tier. And this means we can now head on over to the snow biome. But normally when it comes to entering a biome, it's not as simple as just walking in there. We will more likely have to fix something. Before we go to the snow biome, I want to upgrade my tools to at least iron tier, so we're not swinging at resources over there for half the day. We're also continuing treating patients that come in. Laura paid us a visit today. We fixed her up no problem, 630 gold, and we also get some moon cloves as well. We do save up a lot of the moon cloves, but eventually we will have to use them on various NPCs. For example, we will need to get Runeheart's relationship level up to the next tier if we want her to make us even better quality tools. So sometimes we are forced to save our moon cloves and give them to certain NPCs so we can get specific upgrades done. Now if I want to make it over to the snow biome, we have to fix up the transportation there, so we need to talk to Opalheart and Runeheart about building some sort of mechanism that will fix up that cart for us. So it's back to the forest area, and we are going to basically harvest all of the stone, all of the monsters, all of the wood that we can find every single day. We're also going to continue with our community quests just to get even more money. If we want to upgrade all of our tools to the maximum capacity, we're going to need so much money. These quests, when it comes to collecting beehives or animal feces or any sort of collection quest, normally they're very simple to do. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do them, and their money is really good. 300 gold plus an apple juice, that's really handy indeed. For the rest of the day, we're just going to fish. Getting the big chests, it's always nice because you're going to get rewarded with gold. Occasionally, some of the NPCs will have quests for you. Normally, you have to give them moon cloves, get their friendship levels up, just like that there. And after a while, then they'll have quests for you to do. Now, this was part of the main quest. It was just fixing the cable car. So we're going to talk to Luck here, and we're going to tell him that we need some sort of a mechanism to fix up the champ cart. And Luck is going to help us out with that. Now, this is just another minigame when it comes to getting a diagnosis of what's up with the patient. Now, this is the easy version. This does get much harder, and those little virus balls can go a lot faster. It all depends on the type of potion you have to make. So you could think of this as a tutorial, but they do get much more interesting as you level up your character and you get much better licenses, much better potions. Because we're helping out around the community, our messy garden has now been cleaned up, and the more NPCs we help out, the more of that you're going to see. Eventually, you know, the lampposts get fixed, the gates might get upgraded, and everything starts looking better and better and better. So Rue came back to us again today, and that was just another easy treatment done. If we want to 100% the game, we're going to have to treat at least, I'd say, 50 of these NPCs. On the rare occasion, every couple of weeks, you'll get a huge surge of NPCs. You could get like 5 or 6 of them, so they'll fill up the whole chemist, and you'll basically spend the whole day healing them all up, but you do get tons of money from it. So we're going to talk to Opalheart now about the blueprints, but we need to gather a lot more resources if we want to fix up the champ cart. So what we needed there now was silver nuggets, and you can only get that from a couple of resources around the forest, so it did take a few days to gather 10 of them. And you're going to see a lot of that when it comes to completing the main quests. The game is quite grindy. Like at the moment it was silver nuggets, you know. The next time it could be gold nuggets, then it could be something else, you know, mithril nuggets or, you know, whatever you have after the gold nuggets. We can also get Runeheart to upgrade our health as well. The starter enemies don't hit for a whole lot, you don't really notice it, but when you get to the later biomes, the enemies get much harder, so you absolutely want some of the health upgrades. I'm also going to get Rune Heart to upgrade my cauldron. This will unlock one more capacity slot. That means I can use more ingredients to make potions. And when it comes to pushing the main quests, we will need to upgrade this just a few times. So that's the first upgrade done to the cauldron. We can now go ahead and fix up the tram cart. We have the stone, the wood and the gold. So we're now going to get bubble and forest that will also help us. And before we know it, the tram cart looks brand new. We can now take that and we can swing on over to the snow biome. We're also grabbing teleportation signs as well. So just to the south of me there's a little sign, and if we click on that, it means we can teleport there every single day. So the more travel points we can unlock, the more places we can fast travel to, saving us lots and lots of time. Now, as we can see, there's lots of new stuff to collect here. We've got roses, we've got new enemies, we've got new types of stone. Now, the regular stone and the regular wood always remains the same, but we're going to get different nuggets. So because we've entered a new biome, we also come across a new calamity. And just like the forest biome, we will have to gather some knowledge, craft a potion, and fix this whole calamity out. Once this calamity has been sorted out, it will unlock a new resource that we can gather. And this is also part of the main quest. So once we have this completed, we can actually go ahead and get into the next biome. But completing these quests does take a lot of time because you have to gather so much resources. Despite the fact that we now have iron tools, it does take quite a few swings to gather resources here. Also, the enemies are now a little bit stronger, they have a lot more HP. Some of the enemies will explode upon defeat, so we have to be very fast about it and roll away if possible. You're always going to come across enemies too with shields, so you have to use your axe to take the shield down, and then you can hit the enemy to drain their health. We can also go to the bathhouse almost every single day, which will restore our energy. It'll fill it back up to 100%, but it does use up a few in-game hours. Now we actually go to the bathhouse almost every single day because we really want to harvest as many resources as possible on a daily basis so we can 100% this game as quickly as possible. So we're just going to cross some more new enemies here that I haven't shown before. That enemy was felled very quickly because we upgraded our tools. Despite the fact that we have the snow biome unlocked, we will have to come back to the forest biome occasionally just to fill up on the basic ingredients, because a lot of the potions, even the endgame potions, require a lot of the basic ingredients as well. We're just talking to Osman here, and he is the chief of police in Moonbury Island. Now, Osman actually has a document in his cabinet that will tell us everything we know about the calamity that has befallen the snow biome. But before he can give us that document, we need to fix up his cabinet. So we have to go and grind out some materials so we can get a key made. It was time to hand in some quests here. We wanted to get the intermediate fishing rod, so we just needed some rainbow dews, silver nuggets and other monster parts. With the intermediate fishing rod, we can now go to intermediate fishing locations and put up all new types of fish. It was time to visit town carpenter Rainer, and we had a choice here of a post Dropbox upgrade, a kitchen or a clinic upgrade. We're going to go with the kitchen because this will give us the ability to make our own food, and energy is something that we need more and more of every day if we want to maximize the amount of resources we can actually collect. So now the kitchen has been upgraded. We don't actually have a whole lot of recipes. We have some recipes and a lot of them we can actually make, but we just have to gather some basic materials. Eggs we can simply buy from the ranch just up the road from us. There's actually an achievement in this game to cook a total of 50 dishes. It's actually quite simple to do, but we end up doing it later. All we really need to do is just purchase a ton of eggs or milk or other stuff from the ranch up above and just bang out 20 or 40 or 50 recipes, and then we're done with the achievement. But the recipes themselves are quite handy, because if you're low on health and energy, it's always good to have a few in the bag. So that is the first carpenter upgrade done, which was nice. Now if we want Rainer to give us even more upgrades in the future, we will have to increase his friendship level. He'll give us all the level 1s no problem, but if we want the level 2s, we'll have to get him up to the next friendship tier. So we got some new fishies today. We've got a sturgeon, a squid, sea bass, a blue marlin, all from the intermediate fishing location. We're then going back to the snow biome before the day is up, and we're just killing some more enemies here to get more resources. There's a quest here called coal residue. We need some gold nuggets, we need some timber fruit that we get from killing some enemies, And all of these quests will help us 100% the game. So it's basically a matter of min-maxing every single day if you want to 100% this game as quickly as possible. So we got the 5 gold nuggets, we got the 5 timber fruits. It's time to hand in the quest. As a reward, this is going to give us the cabinet key. We can now give this to Osman. He can give us the documents and we can learn how to sort out the calamity that has befallen the snow biome. We're also handing in a quest here to Opalheart so we can get the blacksmith upgraded to level 1. That means we can craft higher quality tools. And that also requires a friendship upgrade. So we are giving lots of moon cloves to the likes of those NPCs that can upgrade things. So Rainer's going to get a lot, Opalheart, Ruinheart, they're all going to get lots of moon cloves just to get their levels upgraded when it comes to crafting tools or upgrading most of our structures. So it is now time to use our cauldron and produce the white breeze. And using the white breeze, we can then go and sort out the snow biome calamity. We also got our dog to max affinity. Our dog can now dig up lots of valuable items for us. And we were able to get him to max affinity so quickly because we just gave him food every single day and we petted our dog every single day. So once the snow biome calamity has been sorted out, a new plant will grow. And this is known as the Yggdrasil, and we can harvest this every single day, just like the other plants, and it just means making potions becomes a lot easier. Most of these special plants take a lot of swings to harvest, but a lot of them do give a lot of blocks when it comes to making the potions. So because we had another calamity sorted out, this time Moira from the capital is going to give us a visit, and she's going to give us a challenge to complete so we can get our next potion license. And of course, the more licenses we get, the more higher tier potions we get to craft. Now this particular potion was called a Draconic Temper, and if you look at the amount of squares we need to sort this one out, we need quite a few. Thankfully though, we had just enough ingredients to sort out the potion. We were at max capacity, but it was enough. But if we didn't upgrade the cauldron to the next level there a few days ago, we would have had to do that upgrade before we can complete the main quest. We're now going to talk to Rainer about upgrading our chemist to the next level. The more we upgrade our chemist, the more money and the more trust level we're going to get from an NPC when they are cured. So that's the first renovation done. We're then back to pulling up more fish. We got the goldfish, we also got the catfish there as well. There's a lot of fish to unlock in this game. We're now going to talk to the mayor, tell him about our accomplishments in the snow biome, in the hopes that he will upgrade our badge yet again so we can go to the more dangerous areas the game has to offer. So our badge has now been upgraded to level 3. This means we can now go to the desert biome. Before we go, we definitely want to upgrade our tools. So we're now going to get steel tools, but we do need lots of wood, stone and gold to make that happen. Now we were able to get 2 upgrades there. We went for the sickle and we also went for the axe. We didn't go for the hammer just yet. We can always upgrade the hammer down the road. Now, just like going into the second half of the forest and going into the snow biome, we have to fix something before we can get to the desert. And at the moment, there's a big geyser here that's stopping us from getting into the desert biome. So we need to talk to Forest and Bubble here about making something to stop that. Now, we are told that Jorn knows a lot about pipes. So we go to him and ask him if he can craft us a pipe, or maybe even give us the recipe to craft a pipe so we can get to the desert biome. Jorn doesn't know much about the special pipe we need. So instead, he is going to send us to a new NPC by the name of Olive. She runs the bat house, and Olive apparently knows a lot about the pipes we need, because currently at the bat house, you've lots of warm and boiling water that goes through her pipes on a daily basis. So we need to get silver nuggets, and we also need to get a lot of sour tasting sap to sort out the issue. Now, we do have the sour tasting sap from cutting down trees every day, but we do need more silver nuggets. So to get those, it's back to the snow biome, and it's just harvesting stone until we have that sorted out. It doesn't take us too long to get the rest of the nuggets because we are farming on a daily basis. So we're now going to visit Ruinheart here. We're going to get the steel hammer. So we now have the second tier of all of our tools done. Now if we want to get the mithril equipment, which is the best equipment in the game, we will have to get more relationship points with Ruinheart or Opalheart. We're now going to talk to Jorn here about the pipe, and we've told him that we've gathered up the materials, so now Jorn will be able to make the pipe for us, no problem at all. We also need 4,500 gold, a ton of wood and a ton of stone to fix up the geyser. So once all of that material was handed in, you can now get access to the snow biome. It's also worth noting too that this game operates on a weekly basis, so there's no seasons in this game. It just goes from Monday to Sunday, and then the week just resets. So it did actually take me quite a number of days to get the gold, the wood and the stone. Because, I mean, the amount of trees that you had to cut down was just crazy. The amount of stone we had to collect. And I had to sell a ton of potions and do lots of quests to get all that gold. I just don't show the grind in this video, but the game is quite grindy. So as we can see there from the previous cutscene, there was a new calamity in the desert biome. It's the same as the other biomes, you just have to talk to a few people, learn about the calamity, and because we've completed more main quests, as we can see, the broken street lamps have now been fixed because the more people that we're making happy. And the more people we make happy, the more quests that we do, the more items that are going to get fixed. Now the enemies in the desert biome are the strongest enemies in the game, but you're also going to get the best resources here as well. This is the final biome the game has to offer. Just because we're in the final biome doesn't mean we're close to getting 100%. We will have to revisit the other biomes multiple times to do side quests to gather specific resources to 100% this game. This is just an enemy here with a big shield. Best way to take him out is to just hit him with an axe until the shield is dropped, and then we can either hit him with the hammer, the sickle, or the axe to finish him off. So we have more flowers here that are overrun with a virus. We also come across a cave here as well. This is part of the main quest, and it's blocked off by loads of rubble. So we're going to need a lot of resources to create a special pickaxe to remove all that rubble from the cave. So it's just going to be another huge grind to get tons and tons of wood and stone and gold. Forest needs the pickaxe to get into that cave, so we're going to talk to Runeheart about making the pickaxe. What we need is a razor fin for the main ingredient, and we also need some moonite. Now the moonite's easy enough, we have 4 to 5 currently. That you just get that from breaking open rocks. The razor fin is hard. You can only get 2 razor fins per day, and you have to fight an enemy to get it. And the enemy is fierce hard to kill. It requires a lot of concentration. We're also going to make a lot more potions today as well. So we just made the fungi duster there, and we can use that now to get access to even more crops. We're wiping out an enemy here now to get the razor fin. So basically we have to dodge the enemy, wait for it to tire, wait for it to raise its head above the sand, and then we can hit it a few times, rinse and repeat, and we get the razor fin no problem. So we used the fungi duster, got rid of all that horrible fungus, and now a new plant is accessible for us to collect on a daily basis. So we're actually now almost at 100% when it comes to gathering all of the resources the game has to offer, but there's still a few other items we need. After a few days, I got a quest here for improving the anvil yet again. This is because I got Runeheart and Opalheart up to the next friendship level. Once that quest was complete, I could now get them to upgrade my tools even further to mithril quality, and that's the best quality in the game. But we are going to need lots of resources to get that done. As we can see, it's very expensive to upgrade, but it is something we need to do if you want to 100% the game. The best way to make money right now is to start mass producing potions and just selling them. The Black Lotus here is going to come in fierce handy to make some of the higher tier potions. As we can see, we finally got the Chemist Surge. We've got a total of 5 patients. A lot of these patients will need mid to high tier potions. That means they're going to give us a lot of money when we cure them right up. And because we've been gathering plants on a daily basis, we should be able to make all of the potions they need straight out the gate. A lot of the patients require diagnosis, but you've seen the minigames before, so I won't show them at the moment. What I will show is all the money we're going to get for treating all these patients. Some give about 400, some give 600, some give 800. We just got over 1,000 gold there for treating one of the patients. If we upgrade our chemist even more, we could potentially get even more gold to cure everyone. Because we got so much money from curing all those patients, we now had enough to get some tool upgrades. So we're going to start with the axe, because I find myself needing tons and tons of wood all the time. So that's the mithril axe done, and that is its maximum upgrade potential unlocked. We're also going to get the hammer upgraded too to the mithril hammer. All that's left now is the mithril sickle, but we will have to farm some more gold for that. It won't take us too long though. As we can see, we can talk to the NPCs every single day. We do get a little minor friendship boost. We're just going to give Runeheart some cloves there as well. And as we can see, she's now at full friendship level on level 2, but a lock appears That means we have to complete a quest to get her up into friendship tier number 3. And if we want to get 100% of this game, we will have to get lots of NPCs up to the 3rd friendship tier. As we can see, I'm making lots of high tier potions now. They're all selling for over 300 gold. When they sell, I'll get lots of money. I'm also gathering even more razor fins. We're going to need tons of them if we're going to complete all of the side quests the game has to offer. Because I have the mithril axe, it doesn't take too many swings to cut down all of the trees, and because we have the mithril hammer, it just takes a few swings to get all of the stone as well. So let's go and talk to Runeheart right now. We're going to do the quest here called Drake Elo. We needed 8 razor fins. This quest took, I'd say, the bones of a week to complete. Because we have loads of money from the potions, we're going to get the final sickle upgrade as well. Not only have the tools reached their maximum capacity, but each tool now has basically a special attack if we keep hitting the left click with it. Basically, it's just a really long combo. We're also going to talk to Forest as well. We're going to give him the pickaxe that we needed all those fins for. He can now clear off the debris so we can get into this cave and tackle one of the final main quests that the game has to offer. But this quest will be no easy feat. There's multiple stages to this quest, so basically the water here is contaminated. But there is a machine. Now, a lot of people have blamed the alchemists from the capital on the contamination of this water. Eventually we will find out that the people from the capital built that machine to try to fix the contamination. So long story short, it wasn't anything to do with the chemists that led to the calamities that have befallen all these biomes. It was just caused by natural elements. And once all of the NPCs learn of this, they show a lot more gratitude, a lot more respect towards us and to the alchemists that visit Moonbury Island in the future. And what you're going to see here now is a real nice cutscene of all the NPCs coming together and helping us to fix up the machine. Now we need to make a glowing purified water, and as we can see, there is a lot of boxes that we have to fill out there. Fortunately, we do have most of the ingredients the game has to offer, but I need to upgrade my cauldron again because I just don't have enough capacity to make that potion. So once the cauldron has been fully upgraded, we can now try our hand and try to get this potion made. Now because I had the money and the resources, I decided to just upgrade it yet again, just to kind of future-proof the main quests. I had a little bit money left over, so I said, why not? Let's get the health increase. We need it anyway for 100%. So we might as well do it now rather than do it later. Eventually, we had all of the ingredients required. We actually needed those 2 previous upgrades to make the glowing purified water. And once that was made, we fixed up the machine, we put in the potion I made, and it purified everything. And this is basically the final quest of the game complete. Now that is the final of the main quest, and this will give us access to a new ingredient that we get to harvest on a daily basis, but that won't be the final ingredient that we need to 100% this game when it comes to getting all of the ingredients the game has to offer. We will have to do various side quests, and we will have to build a lot of relationships with a lot of the NPCs to unlock more of the plans the game has to offer. So we're not there just yet. Just because the main quest is done doesn't mean we're anywhere close to 100% in this game. We're about 50% of the way there at the moment. There's lots we have to do still to get all of the trophies. But for now, we will enjoy some nice cozy cutscenes where all of the villagers will go back to the tavern and we're all going to have some nice drink and food together. It's actually really nice seeing a cutscene like this because when you first enter Moonbury Island, all of the NPCs didn't trust you. They were all quite fearful and we were absolutely not welcome here. So it's nice to see everybody gathered around. They're all going to say nice things to us. Even Matthew there doesn't have anything bad he could say. Matthew actually gains a lot of respect for us. And believe it or not, Matthew there is actually one of the romanceable characters that we can go with for this game. Now we don't actually end up romancing Matthew, we're actually going to romance someone else. But the reason why we need to romance something is because it's part of getting 100% in this game. Now it is quite grindy to romance someone. Basically we need to get him up to level 3 or level 4 and then we can start going on dates. But that's as far as the game goes. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, you can't get married in the game just yet and you can't have kids. But that's something they might implement in the future updates. So I had to make an angel wine today. We're just doing some side quests, just to build up some relationships with a lot of the NPCs. But we could make more of this in the future. We could sell it to make tons and tons of money. We still have a lot of things to do. So we're going to harvest all of these resources. We need to upgrade our house to maximum capacity. We have to fully upgrade the chemist, fully upgrade the drop box, fully upgrade our health. There's a lot of stuff we still have to fully upgrade. By upgrading the drop box, it will allow us to sell more potions on a daily basis. Hence, we're going to get a lot more gold every single day. And if we can amass tons and tons of gold, tons of wood and stone, it's going to be very simple to chain upgrade buildings. But we also need to raise the relationship level of the carpenter, etc. Now we also get a visit here from Dr. Nestor, Collins and Moira. Basically, they're going to tell us that they're very impressed with all of the achievements that we've done so far. They're going to give us one final test to do. If we complete this research test, we will then gain access to the most profitable and potent potions the game has to offer. And with these recipes unlocked, we can now make some serious money. The Beet Regent is the most profitable potion you can make in the game. And the thing about the Beet Regent is that it doesn't require a huge amount of ingredients to make, and it sells for 500 gold a pop. As we can see, it doesn't have half as many squares as some of the other main quest potions had. So once we make this several times, so long as we have the ingredients, we can automate this process. So we don't have to do the minigame all the time. We can just bypass the minigame, sleep, wake up every single day, make 10 or 20 of these, rinse and repeat, and before you know it, you've got 10, 20, 30,000 gold ready to go. So each one of those is going for 500 gold. We made some other high tier potions as well. We now have over 12,000 gold. But what's going to bottleneck us eventually, believe it or not, will be the wood and the stone. So we're going to make the grow box repair right now, and this is going to give us some grow boxes inside of our house. Basically, we can put a seed into those grow boxes, and it's just a way to get more resources instead of having to go to the biomes to get the resources that way. So because the grow box has been unlocked, we now have 3 grow boxes that we can fill up with plants, no problem. We're also upgrading the chemist as well, or we're chain upgrading that. So that's chemist renovation level 3 unlocked. We've also got a side quest here from the mayor's wife to find a very rare plant. And we managed to make a potion, clear up the calamity on the ground, and we can now harvest this new and final ingredient, which is called the cold bloom. And with that cold bloom collected, we just unlocked the achievement there for collecting every single plant the game has to offer. There's a little museum beside the mayor's office, and the 6 special plants that we had per store are inside this museum for us to see. There's also a moonstone here as well, and that's why it's called Moonbury Island, was because that stone fell out of the sky and landed on the ground. So that's where the name came from, because a moonstone fell on the ground. So we're just going to talk to Liano here, and because we've done so much fishing, we managed to max out our intermediate fishing skill. We can now make the advanced fishing rod, and that's going to be fishing level 3. We can now access much, much better fish. So at the moment, we just got a health increase there. We're going to get more health increases because we need to max out our health capacity to 100% this game. So Opal Heart, because we more or less have our relationship level maxed out, we can upgrade to max, provided we have the materials. Now, we just run out of some wood there, so we basically go to the desert biome almost every single day, and we use up our stamina on lots of wood and lots of gold. This is just a nice cutscene here from Yorm, because we helped make his guitar. We needed lots of sap to make that guitar, and he just gives us a tune there, and now we have him upgraded to the next level of friendship, and that is level 2 friendship right there. So once we have that done with a few more of the NPCs, that will be another trophy unlocked. So it's basically lots of grinding, lots of talking, lots of fishing as well. So this is a tier 3 fishing area. We just picked up a salmon there. We just got a quest here from Rue. We wanted to give her some fertilizer. Now, the great thing about a lot of the side quests in this game is that a lot of the side quests you complete, it has an actual effect on how Moonbury Island looks. So now, because we have completed that quest for Rue, we're going to see nice flowers growing there in a couple of days. And we get Rue to level 2 friendship, which is nice. I also did some fishing inside a cave here. Managed to get a lingcod. These fish are much harder to get than the level 1 and level 2 fish. But there's a chance we can get blue fish meat from those fish. Normally we just get the white or the pink. With the blue fish meat, we can make even more potent recipes. That's just primarily cooking recipes. We're also getting Ruin Heart to upgrade our cauldron here. We want to max that out to 100% the game. And then we're just back to the desert, just doing more grinding, more wood and stone. So basically, it's just a big rinse and repeat it to be 100% the game. And we're doing fishing as well. We got a blue octopus there as well. We also picked up the crab, which is an endgame fish, believe it or not. Now, I wanted to get the achievement to cook up 50 dishes. So we're going to go to the ranch here. I'm going to purchase lots of eggs, apples, milk. I'm going to get lots of corn as well. And I'm going to use that to cook up an absolute ton of stuff. We're also going to go back to Heart and Sparks to see what we can get. All that we're missing now is just the health expansions primarily. So we're also going to get Ruin Heart 2 to finish off the cauldron. So we've now fully upgraded the cauldron, which is upgrade level 5. And as we can see, the cauldron looks really cool. I'm also getting seeds as well off the rangers. And you can only get seeds if you've harvested a crop so many times. The reason why I'm getting rose seeds is because roses are one of the primary ingredients used to make beet regions, and they sell for 500 gold a pop. So it would only make sense that I'd get lots of roses. I picked up a fairy. I also picked up a fish sea cucumber name. So the developers, if you're watching, please update the variable there and just call it a sea cucumber. So it's just a little typo there with the code, but it's just a variable, it's not the end of the world. So we've done another quest here now for Zeki. He wanted lots of snowberries, and he is going to teach us a recipe for gathering up all those resources for him. And the recipe is basically a mixed salad, and it's actually a really nice recipe to make and give lots of stamina. So max level has been achieved with the tools and with the cauldron. We now want to get max level on our health capacity. And that's something we're going with right now. As we can see, max level has been reached for everything there with the Ruin Heart and Opal Heart. All that's left is to just go to the carpenter and just get max level for the house and to get max level for the post drop box. So it just means lots more money is needed, lots more wood and lots more stone. Now, these expansions are pretty cool, and we can actually fit out the expansions with lots of decorations that we can also buy from the carpenter, but we need a lot more money. We have 5,600 gold at the moment, but we still need lots more. So there's a quest here called One Devoted Crew. We needed lots of different types of sap to complete that quest. And the reason why we completed that quest is because it upgrades the look of the actual building. As we can see, the boat that Otmar and Liano stay in looks quite dilapidated. By doing this quest, the boat now looks way better. As we can see, all of the holes have been filled out. It looks like a brand new building. So just like the other side quests, it adds a really good aesthetic to Moonbury Island. So the boat looks way better now. And you also get some trust points too with the NPCs. But more importantly, Otmar is now on level 2 friendship. So we're one step closer to getting 100% because we need to get a lot of NPCs to level 2 friendship. And because we got Otmar to level 2 friendship, the bridge now that separates the island from the mainland looks even better. So the bridge has now been fully repaired. We're also doing more of these job quests. We need to do something like 20 of these in total. For the next couple of days, we're just going to be prioritizing these job quests. We need to do so many of these, it's not even funny. So we're sorting out ink, we're packing boxes as well, we need to loads of these. And we also need to go to the church as well. There's another side quest we have to do up there, where we have to grind out berries to make wine, you know, for the communion and everything else. So basically what we're doing now is doing the job quests, selling potions, going to sleep, rinse and repeat, doing the job quests. Once we have enough gold, we'll go to Rainer here and we'll get another house upgrade done. This, I believe, is the final upgrade to the house. And as we can see, the outside of our house now looks way better from an aesthetic purpose. We still need to upgrade the post drop box as well. It is time to reach a nice romantic relationship here in the game. For the NPC we're going to go with, we're going to choose Helen. Helen manages the arcade just underneath the tavern. So by doing side quests for her, we'll bump up her relationship level. We will have to get her to level 3 before we can start going out on dates and grabbing the last couple of achievements the game has to offer. So we just done equivalent exchange there, and as we can see, she has now went from level 2 to level 3, so she now gets a love heart symbol. We're also going to enter into a relationship with Helen. To do that, we have to trade in 5 moon cloves for a moon brooch, and we can basically present Helen with this moon brooch to say to her that we have feelings and this will now enter into a relationship with Helen, which is really nice. We can now go on dates every single day. Now there's a couple of different dating scenes, and I'll show you the scenes. They're pretty cool. Now before we can go on dates, we have to complete one more quest for Helen here, as she is going to tell us all about this artifact that she wants us to find. Basically, we just have to go back out to one of the biomes, find the artifact, return it to Helen, and then we can go on dates no problem at all. So that is the dating unlocked there, which is pretty nice. And we can now ask her out on a date every single day. A new icon will appear up over her head. So she says absolutely, let's get going. So the first date takes place inside of the bathhouse, and we're just chilling inside the bathhouse. There's a nice tray here with food and drink on it. That was pretty nice. Once we leave the bathhouse, we just get another little nice cutscene here where Helen will give us a nice kiss before we go our separate ways. Now that's as far as it goes at the moment when it comes to relationships in this game. She won't move into the house with us. We can't have kids, we can't get married or anything like that. But we're not finished just yet. We still have to do these mini games a total of 20 times for each one, which is a huge grind. So this game we just had to spam key, my poor keyboard. So it was just sleep, play the mini game, sleep, play the mini game, do a few dates with Helen, and that's kind of it until we get 100%. So this is just the second dating scene here, where we play some games at the arcade, and then we go to the tavern here, where Yorm serves us up some real nice food, and that's the second dating scene there. So we just leave the tavern, Helen will give me a kiss, and we'll go our separate ways. And that's basically the essence of dating in this game. Now I haven't dated any of the other NPCs, so I can only say for sure they're the two scenes with Helen, but if you have dated any other NPCs with this game, let me know in the comments if the scenes differ. Now we're also going to get the trophy here for cooking up a total of 50 recipes, so we're just going to make some milkshakes and other bits and bobs, and then we're going to go and we're going to get the Dropbox upgrades done, just so we can maximize all of the upgrades in the game. Now a lot of these upgrades weren't needed for 100%, but I felt like if I didn't max out everything it wouldn't be a true 100%. I also purchased some decorations here as well for the house, because one of them took the house somewhat decent, and there's lots of different types of decorations that we can buy from Rainer, which is pretty cool. I got the grand clock there, I got the blue sofa. I also had to complete something like 50 community quests to get another trophy, so we're just doing those quests every couple of days, handing in some materials we find out in the wild, getting back some money, and that is another trophy in the bag. So we're almost there. So I'm going to make a few mixed salads today that we learned from Ziki, and once these are made, we will have the trophy for making over 50 food dishes as well. So I have to say, the game was very grindy, but the game was very entertaining. Was the game hard to 100%? No, it wasn't. The last trophy was to have a total of somewhat, I think it was 10 or 15 patients go extremely ill. So we just had to ignore them for a couple of days and they'd be taken off the Mattios for more traditional treatment. So to get that achievement, I literally just slept for about 30 days straight. And I eventually got that achievement then, no problem at all. So that achievement is called Being a Donut. Failed to cure 10 patients. And all I had to do was just sleep, 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 and sleep. Eventually, the patients at the clinic would get so sick that they would just get moved out of there. And you'd get a cutscene here from Forrester Bubbles saying, we had to move the patients down to Matthew to heal them up. Please don't let it happen in the future. So that was the final achievement we needed. We got that. We 100%ed the game. And I have to say it was quite fun. So thanks everyone for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Here is just a quick list of all the achievements we had to unlock to 100% the game. The majority of achievements in this game were quite easy to get, but as we go down the list here, less and less players, didn't have the more grindy achievements completed. So if we take a look at the rock exterminator, gather 1,000 pieces of stone, tree exterminator, 1,000 pieces of wood, they were very grindy indeed.